Good morning, everyone. My name is Sunita Phadnis. I am the lead mentor for Vidya Sampath. I have been in the field of teacher training for the past 30 years and still believe that lifelong learning is a skill every teacher needs to possess. I'm talking about continuous professional development, CPD as they call it. CPD is again a beautiful model for a teacher to upskill. What do they upskill? They upskill their competencies, their knowledge, and most importantly, it's an attitude changing phenomena. Why the attitude? Attitude because I think every teacher at any given point of time needs to be better every day. We face the younger generation, and the younger generation have so many aspirations. They want the whole world, and we want our children to be global citizens. Hence, the responsibility of being a change agent lies with every teacher. Now, what are the different models of CPD? How can it be implemented in a school? What is the role of the leadership? What should a teacher do? What should the middle level management do? I would just share a very simple experience I have had very recently. I was talking to one of my students yesterday who is a principal, and he mentioned something beautiful. He said, "Ma'am, it's so difficult to find the values and the culture of the school being continued across. And I have to keep running helter-skelter in order to see that we don't dilute the culture or the values of the school." To me, CPD is that phenomena, that tool, which makes all of us aware of where we are, the context in which we are, and how we need to change ourselves in order to manage the children. The experiment I'm talking about is a pilot project which was carried out in a school. We consult with many schools. In one of the schools, the art of lesson planning. I know teachers don't like to write lesson plans, they're curriculum designers. Everybody gets a lesson plan, there are a lot of providers. But yet, the 40 minutes in the class is the teacher's domain. I always say the teacher is the king or the queen of the classroom. They are the ones who make the difference there. They are the ones who make the decisions. Now, lesson planning was done in different ways. And we decided to take up understanding by design. So what did we do? Of course, we had the usual face-to-face trainings. But then we realized that the face-to-face trainings were not working because the school leadership was not aware of it. The school head needed to understand it better. So we started first discussing the change, the formats with our leadership. We trained them on UBD first. They became instructional leaders. They had to design a lesson plan with us in the day or 2 days that we spent with them. Then we realized, let's do it for the teachers. Again, we had this 40 people in a room and we trained them. We failed again miserably. We came back, realized that every department needed different things. Every grade had different expectations. Every teacher needed different things. So we went for the small group format. We started working with the middle managers, that is the coordinators of the school, the headmistress of the school. We got department-wise teachers. We combined grade 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 5, took up the different teachers. And the most important thing, this change that we were talking about, we broke it up into simple tasks. We started first with the concept analysis, we did skill analysis, we talked about evaluative criteria, performance goals, what they were assessing, and then we brought in the assessment. We didn't see the change immediately. I probably had to run the same program in different formats, maybe once or twice. And this was a learning for us. By the end of 3 months, 4 months, I think we saw maybe 30-40% change. It was all the learning that happened on the job for us. So you see, CPD could be pre-service, the training that we get, and in service. For me, it is more important that we equip ourselves professionally during the course of our job. So on-the-job training is a beautiful model. But we didn't stop at that. We brought in the transformative model. Now you may wonder why the transformative model? What is this? We included mentoring in it. The middle-level managers, the heads of the departments, the coordinators, as well as the headmistress, started guiding the teachers department-wise. At every stage of the lesson planning, they worked with them, helped them clarify. We as mentors also trained them in the art of mentoring. You see, one of the most beautiful models of CPD is transformative model, where everyone aims at self-improvement. They want to do better and they learn better. And what stood out for me in this experience was the lessons we learned, the mistakes we made, and the way we learned to relearn, unlearn what we had, and take forward our change. Why I'm focusing so much on the transformative model for CPD is very, very unique. It is something we all have to do for our teachers. It's not about the skill. The skill and the knowledge may be there, but if the attitude is not there, we will find that none of the change, none of the learning that we have reflects in the classroom. I would also like to focus about the Kirkpatrick model of training. They talk about 4 levels of training. The first level is reaction. That is the excitement we all have when we sit in a workshop. Beautiful. We have discussions, we agree, we disagree, we pick up the new thing. So the excitement is there for 8 hours. Then we have the second one, which is called as learning. How much of it do I remember? How much do I take forward? How much of it do I take into my classroom? That takes time. And then we talk about the behavior. We take time to understand what we have learned. That is where mentoring comes in, because the minute we start implementing it in the classrooms, all the challenges crop up. You will find there has to be someone who can agree, disagree, be the listening person. Someone who will share their experience, motivate, encourage, and empower the person taking the change forward. Now that's a very, very critical part of CPD. And that, I think, is the role of the middle managers in the school as well as the school leadership. And the last phase that we talk about is when we embody that change. Absolute empowerment. We have understood, we have applied, we have dissected our failures, we have put across what works in our context, transformed ourselves. So the transformation is the ultimate goal of CPD. CBSE has now come up with a 50-hour model. They want every teacher to undergo training for 50 hours. I think as educators, as people in this field, let us give that due importance to CPD in our system, make the space for it. I know one of the fears most of us have is we train the teachers and then they leave. What do we do after that? But believe me, if the training works, they feel empowered, people will work with us. They will continue to build our organization. And if CPD is implemented with the faith that it will lead to improving our school, improving the teachers, improving the quality of instruction, and ultimately help our student, it will work. And that faith has to be seen at different levels in the school leadership. To me, I'm trying different models of CPD because I believe that every teacher has a right to improve himself or herself, learn, and become better every day. Thank you for being here, and I thank DIDAC for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, and let's all learn throughout our lives. Thank you once again.